Hi everyone, and we are discussing about RDBMS. So in the last class we discussed about what is DBMS, what is data, what is information, what is relational database management system, and why we require that, and what are the drawbacks we have with the file based management system, and what are the advantages we have with DBMS. And we have seen three types of architecture: single tier, two tier, and three tier. And even we have seen that architecture with the external level, internal level, and conceptual level. So today's class will discuss about some problems which we have with the file system data management. So if I use this file management system, even I have explained this topic in the class, whether we have a structural dependency and a data dependency. So structural dependency in the sense, whenever we are working with the file management system, if you want to make any changes in the structure of the database, structure of the file, then each and every place where we are using that particular file, every place you have to change that structure. So once we change the structure, it won't get affected in all the places. So that is the dependency what we have to face when we are using this file data management system. See here, structure. Ma? Hello. Hello. Yes. Hello. Yes. So by using this structural dependency, what is the meaning of structural dependency? In sense, if you make any changes of a file, a structure of a file, then it won't get updated automatically in all the places wherever we are using that particular file. See here, structural dependency refers to the dependency associated with the structure of the file. For instance, when employee address field of employee file structure is changed, then a new program which performs the following steps is required because the previous program doesn't work with the new employee file. The thing is, in the previous employee file we don't have that employee address field, but in the new file we will have that field. So how many programs which are using that particular file without that employee address, that doesn't affect. So you make a change in the structure, like you have added employee address, then in all the programs who are using that employee file, each and every program you have to update the file with a new file with the old file. So read the file record from the actual employee file, modify the actual data to meet the new requirements, update the changed data in the new file structure, and you have to repeat the steps 2 to 4 for every field record present in the actual file. So every file you have to add this employee address. For example, if you have 100 employees, for all the 100 employees you have to add the addresses in that particular file. So the structure will be dependent. If you make any changes on the structure, every time in every file you have to change the file address. So that is the dependency what we will have with the file based management system. In the same way, we have data dependency too. Data dependency in the sense, previously we have modified the structure of a table, but now we have modified the content of a table. Just like data dependency refers to the dependency associated with the data characteristics. Previously that is the structure, now this is deals with the data what you have. For instance, when the data of, just a second, next we have data dependency. Data dependency refers to the dependency associated with the data characteristics on its file structure. For instance, when the data of a particular field record is changed from integer to decimal, then this change may require all the programs to be changed that access the data in the file structure. Thus, when changes are made in the characteristics of data, they largely affect on the application program that access the data. So initially, whatever the data we have in the table will be of type integer, but I change the type from integer to float or integer to fractional values. So till now I have written a code which is used to accept integer values only, but in that file right now I have only float values, but I don't have any integer value. So if I write integer here, my program doesn't work. So in every program again you have to make the changes to accept the updated values whatever you have in the database, that is float values you have to accept. So you have to rewrite the program, you have to update your program with float values which is already there with integer values. So these kind of dependencies we have to face if it is a file based management system. One more important topic what we have here is database approach. In this database approach we have information to be stored in the database, and that information or that database must follow these properties. They are data shareability, availability, independence, integrity and security. So what is the meaning of shareability? We are sharing the data, whatever the data we have stored, that must be shareable. So the shareability object ensures that the data items developed by one application can be shared among all the applications. This objective results in reducing the level of unplanned redundancies. Redundancy and in the sense duplications. So if you are sharing the same data, then we can eliminate or we can avoid duplication of data, or we can eliminate the redundancy of the data. Next, data availability. When we can access the data, when the data is available in the database, then only we can access it. So the data must be available in the database. The availability of the data must be ensured with the help of this feature. So whatever the data we are storing in the database, that must be available in the database for the future purposes. Next, data independency. So whatever the data we have in the database, that must be independent of others. The objective ensures that the database programs are stored in such a way that every program must be independent of other programs and other storage details. The conceptual schema provides a physical storage and details, and external schema provides the logical storage details. Thus the conceptual schema provides independence from external schema. So in the last class we have discussed there are three types. One is external structure, logical structure and conceptual structure.